A picture-perfect Saturday night at Bosse Field in Evansville for broadcast between the Evansville Otters and the Trois-Rivieres Aigles. Griffin, Epstein alongside Lucas Daunhauser. We're getting it all right tonight. The Otters have gotten everything right this week. They have won 4 games in a row, going for win number 5 in a row and series number 2 in a row tonight against Trois-Rivieres.
That's right, and boy did the bats come to life last night. 4 home runs by the Otters. We saw 2 from Jeffrey Baez, Dakota Phillips, and Kona Quiggle finding their way around the base paths as well with a home run. So what a night for the Otters bats to show some power that hasn't necessarily been there early on this season.
Yeah, they only had 3 home runs entering the year, then suddenly hit 4 last night, back-to-back, not once but twice. And it was a 2-home run day for Jeffrey Baez. He is really blossoming right now in his 3rd year as an Otter.
That's right. Baez and Phillips, both some of the veterans on this team. You know, lots of new faces in the Frontier League from year to year. And if you're Coach Andy McCulley, great to have guys like that on the roster who younger guys can look up to and help them get settled into this league and lead by example as of late. Dakota Phillips also just a triple away from the cycle last night, so what a night from him. But yeah, both of them had 4 RBIs on the evening last night.
Well, we'll take a look at the 2 starting lineups. We'll start with Trois-Rivieres in their 2nd game here at Bosse Field. Nick Scantlin, the left fielder, will lead off. Tyler Clark Chiaparelli, the shortstop, back in the starting lineup. Juan Kelly bats 3rd, the 3rd baseman Rodrigo Orozco in the cleanup spot, and playing right field Malik Williams, former Otter, is batting 5th and playing first base. Nolan Macubroda batting 6th and DHing. Bottom 3 in the lineup, Victor Cherney, the catcher, Ricardo Sanchez, the second baseman, and Kenise Ejo in the 9th spot, the center fielder. Who are you watching in this lineup for the Aigles? I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, Orozco's been a hot bat early in the season for the Aigles. We mentioned in last night's broadcast was a member of that Panama national team in the World Baseball Classic, so really quite the face to see, and good for the Otters fans to see in the Aigles' first ever trip to Bosse Field. So can't wait to see what he can do at the plate tonight.
Orozco leads the Aigles with 6 RBIs on the season. For Evansville, their starting 9 looking pretty similar to last night. It's all the same for the top 7 and the top 6 making in the lineup. Noah Myers leads off and plays left field. Ethan Skinder bats 2nd and plays second base. Dakota Phillips still in the 3 spot. He is catching today. Jeffrey Baez in the cleanup spot, coming off his big game and playing right field. Kona Quiggle batting 5th and playing center field. Omar Reyes batting 6th and playing third base. Bottom 3 in the lineup, Jacob Olson batting 7th and playing first. Troy Viola back in the lineup and DHing. George Khalil remains in the 9-hole playing shortstop. Who you looking for outside of Baez, who we talked about being red hot in this Otter lineup that put up 10 runs last night?
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to see Dakota Phillips this evening. As that first series had a really slow start after such a good season last year that was cut short by injury, and then he's had a couple games here and there where he'll get a few hits and then he would kind of fall back down. So I can't wait to see how he responds tonight after that big outing last night that saw a single, a double, a home run, and 4 RBIs. So can't wait to see Phillips at the plate this evening.
Also a 3rd year or 4th year Otter make it. So some of the longtime guys here in Evansville off to great starts this season for the Otters. They won 4 games in a row. They're 5-2, just a game back of Washington in the West standings, while Trois-Rivieres 3-4 on the season after winning the series against Windy City. This is their final series of a 9-game road trip, trying to even this series up at 1 game apiece. Take a quick look at the starters on the mound tonight. It's Zach Smith starting for the Otters tonight, righty from Katy, Texas. He was awesome for the Otters last Saturday night here at Bosse Field.
Yeah, no doubt. The last couple evenings here at Bosse, we've seen Holgrafer and Watland both have bounce-back performances, but if you're Zach Smith, you kind of just want to see more of the same. Went 6 innings in his first start against the Wild Things, got the only win on the mound for the Otters in that series, 7 strikeouts as well, so just looking for more of the same out of Zach Smith if you're pitching coach Max Peterson this evening.
On the other side for the Aigles, Sam Polyken will make his first start of the season for Trois-Rivieres, Montreal native from Quebec. His one appearance came in relief, but he is a guy that can give Trois-Rivieres a lot of length with 18 starts last season.
Yeah, no doubt. And we saw yesterday Garcia exited the game early on the mound in his start. So the Aigles pitching staff, who knows, maybe will be cut a little short with some injuries, but something that they're dealing with early on. And Poliquin, as you mentioned, his first outing was out of the bullpen, 1 1/3, 3 hits and 1 earned run allowed against Windy City in that 4-0 loss. So interesting to see him and how deep he can go in tonight's start.
It's Canada versus the U.S. for a 4th straight night. It is, I mentioned, just picture perfect Saturday night. 72 degrees and sunny. Temperatures will drop until the upper 60s. Not a cloud in the sky tonight. The wind, rare night, maybe the first night the wind could play a factor tonight at Bosse Field. Wind gusts up to close to 20 miles per hour, maintaining at about 10 miles per hour, and it's blowing right now from left field over to right field. Something to watch, some swirling winds tonight, especially out in the outfield. The Otters getting introduced right now. This is one of the biggest crowds of the season on a beautiful night for baseball here at Bosse Field. We'll break on the other side. First pitch from game number 2 of this series between the Trois-Rivieres Aigles and the Evansville Otters on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Six, the third baseman, number 28, Daunhauser. His baseball buddy is Griffin. Batting second, the first baseman, number 2, Bosse. His baseball buddy is Evansville. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 8, Trois-Rivieres. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 6, George with his baseball buddy, Owen. Pitching for the Evansville Otters. Right-handed pitcher, number 24, Zach Smith, with his baseball buddies, Ben and John. And special shout out to the head coach of our baseball buddies. His name is Andy Aigles. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor our friends from Canada, would you please rise for the Canadian National Anthem performed this evening by Rue Martin.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our songs command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. Both far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And at this time, would you please remain standing as we honor America's freedom, those now protected. We pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice with the presentation of the colors by the Buffalo Trace. So doing the presenting is Tucker Brasser from Post 161 and Austin from Troop 245, followed by the singing of the national anthem, which will be performed by Michaela Bass. Michaela is 14 years old and a freshman at Boonville High School. She enjoys being on the color guard with Boonville Band of Gold. She also enjoys spending her summer doing the EBSC Summer Musical, which this year is the Addams Family. We do ask that you remain standing until after the colors leave the playing field.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's
The closing notes of our national anthem on this Saturday night at Bosse Field, accompanied with some fireworks. It's a double fireworks weekend here at Bosse Field with more tonight. We had plenty yesterday, both on the field and after the game as well. Barely got the game in yesterday before it started pouring, but no worry, tonight is just a perfect weekend for baseball. Griffin Epstein alongside Lucas Daunhauser, our director Michael Rust on Flow Sports. So glad you're joining us on this Saturday night. Trois-Rivieres getting ready to bat to face Zach Smith. We mentioned him in the open, earning the win last Saturday in the Otters' first game of the season, going 6 innings, allowing no earned runs, 2 unearned runs coming across while he was on the bump. Just 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, and no walks. Take a look at the defensive alignment around Zach Smith. Dakota Phillips is at catcher today. Jacob Olson at first. Ethan Skinner makes his 6th start of the season at second base. George Khalil does as well at shortstop, and Omar Reyes is at third base. Noah Myers in left, Kona Quiggle in center, and Jeffrey Baez in right field for the Otters. Otters wearing their blue tops today with white lettering across the chest. Otters in cursive, the blue-brimmed home hats with the blue E on the front, white pants, blue socks, and white shoes. Trois-Rivieres making the trip from Three Rivers up in the Quebec province of Canada, looking for their first ever win here at Bosse Field. First ever trip for Trois-Rivieres, just their 2nd year in the Frontier League. They have black tops with Aigles written across the chest in red, gray pants with red piping, and red helmets. Otters going for their 5th victory in a row tonight. They had 5-game win streaks or more 4 different times last year. They were a streaky team last year. They're hoping the Otters do to make it 5 this year and be a streaky team, but primarily in the win column this year. It was both, a lot of both last year. So Zach Smith, the big righty, ready on the bump. Nate Scantlin, the left fielder, leading off for the Aigles into the left-handed batter's box. Smith winds and throws, and we're underway with a first pitch outside for a ball. Smith at the chest, kicks and throws. Scantlin swings and pops one up right to Ethan Skinner. He doesn't even have to move his legs, just puts up the glove and makes the catch. And smartly, Skinner had the sunglasses on as he's staring right into the glare of the Saturday night sky.
Yeah, the middle infield and the center fielder, maybe even the right fielder as well, dealing with quite the glare coming off the roof of Bosse Field with the sun making its way down. So could be an added factor along with that wind we talked about in our pregame show.
First pitch to Tyler Clark Schiaparelli, the shortstop, is inside for a ball. 1-0. These are the nights, though, that you dream about as a fan and a player at the ballpark, as the 1-0 is chopped straight back 1-1. Really big crowd tonight. A abundance of promotions at the ballpark. The outfield is packed with, been told, upwards of 500, 600 people out in right field and center field out on the patio tonight. So here comes the 1-1 from Smith. Swing and a miss at a pitch up in the zone 1 and 2. Saturday night, perfect weather. And for the Otters, you're red hot as well. Can't get much better than that, can it?
It can't. Absolutely picture perfect evening here at the historic Bosse Field, and great to see how many people made their way out to join us.
1-2's on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Schiaparelli left looking, 2 away. Home plate umpire tonight, Elijah Beester making the call. Clifton Glidewell at third and Craig Sparks at first.
And what I found so impressive out of Zach Smith in his first outing was, we mentioned he had those 2 unearned runs, had 2 errors behind him in the first inning of his first outing, but put that behind him and put together a really, really quality start after that.
Juan Kelly chops the first pitch he sees straight back. No balls and 1 strike to the lefty Frontier League All-Star last year. Smith native of Katy, Texas, winds and throws. Kelly launches one high in the air to left center. Long run for Quiggle. He makes the running catch a few steps shy of the track. Kona Quiggle has played an excellent center field so far this week in Evansville, now in his 4th game. Starting in center, makes a running grab, and the Aigles go down in order at the top of the 1st. You're listening to Otters Baseball on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
First base to third base while holding the Troney's pizza box like a waiter and waitress. The winner gets a pair of tickets. Runners, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! We've got Simon and Wade. Silas and Alex. Wade bringing up the rear. Silas and Alex. It looks like it's Silas. Is that right? Silas is the winner. Awesome job. Give him a round of applause for the winner. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Our pitcher-catcher battery for the visiting Three-Rivers Eagles. We have Sam Hollykin off the mound and Victor Journey behind the plate. That pitcher-catcher battery is powered by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Griffin Road. Give them a call at 12475-9000.
Welcome back to Bosse Field for the bottom of the 1st inning. Scoreless so far. Beautiful night for baseball. Otters going for their 5th win in a row this evening. Pitcher on the mound, Sam Hollykin, native of Montreal, in his 2nd season with the Aigles. Talked about him in the open. Came in relief in his 1st appearance this year, allowing 1 run in an inning and a third, but was a full-time starter last year for the Aigles. Actually led them in starts with 18 on the season. Noah Myers leads things off for the Otters and takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Kick and a throw, and it bounces low and in the dirt, 1-1.
Yeah, Poliquin last year was not a strikeout pitcher, had just 45 strikeouts in 88 innings of work for the Aigles.
Comes the 1-1. It's swung on and it high in the air to center field. And Joe back looking up and under it, a couple steps shy of the warning track. That ball was hit 101 miles off the bat. And according to Yakertek, it should have left the yard, but Joe made the catch on a ball off the bat that looked like it had a shot.
Yeah, a lot of pop there for Myers. That ball carried quite a bit, and honestly, a tough play with the sun. We saw Joe shielding the sun out there in center field, but a good play.
That wind blowing around out of right field, or out of left field, I should say, might have helped knock that ball down a little bit. Ethan Skinder took a first pitch ball. Comes the 1-0, the inside corner. It's actually no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Righty Poliquin winds and throws, and Skinder skies one left side foul, just to the left of the 3rd base line. So Poliquin making his first start of the season, came out of the bullpen last weekend for the Aigles. Pitched 2 years at LSU Alexandria. It's amazing. The more baseball games I do, the more random schools I find out exist.
Yeah, there's a handful of LSU campuses apart from their main Division I campus in Baton Rouge, and all of their secondary ones are NAIA.
Including LSU Alexandria. Skinder broke his bat on that foul ball, so he's gone to the dugout to retrieve some new lumber. before he faces an 0-2 count. Polyken winds and throws outside for a ball, 1-2. I have to imagine, too, Polyken from Montreal, French-speaking Quebec. Here comes the 1-2. It's hit high in the air to left field. Scantlin a few steps back at the edge of the warning track, makes the catch. 2 away. Another hard-hit ball, but another fly out. 2 away with nobody on here in the bottom of the first.
Number 7, Dakota Phillips.
Otters have been terrific in the first inning this season. They have scored in 5 of 7 games this year in the first inning, including 2 runs last night on back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, and that's been so crucial to their success to just jump out and get ahead on these starting pitchers they've faced so far.
Dakota Phillips, the catcher, takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Montreal native on the mound, kicks and throws high, 2-0. So I was saying there's very few parts of the U.S. that you'd go and there'd be many people that would speak French, but Louisiana might be the one state, as the 2-0 is inside 3-0, especially if you go really down to Cajun country in the southwest part of the state, down on the bayou.
That's right. A lot of French heritage in the history of Louisiana.
3-0 pitch on the inside corner, 3-1. Polyken did go to Colby Community College in Kansas his first 2 years, and I have a hard time believing very many people in Colby, Kansas. I've been there. No one spoke French to me when I was in Colby, Kansas. Here comes the 3-1. It's missing inside for ball 4, and Phillips works a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the first.
Sidewalk, cafe, and bar.
It's a sidewalk, cafe, and bar. First of the day for the Otters. They have their first runner of the game. So Jeffrey Baez comes to the plate, and the Aigles certainly are going to pitch very carefully to him. 2 home runs yesterday. Baez tied for first in the Frontier League with 3 blasts on the season.
Yeah, he's been a hot bat early on. 370 batting average for the veteran on this team.
Leads the Otters, as well as 10 hits as he takes the first pitch inside 1-0. He's reached base all 7 games this year. Had an RBI base hit as well to go with his 2 home runs last night. 3 for 5. Polyken kicks and throws, and it's grounded foul left side, 1-1. Baez joined the Otters midway through the 2021 season and hit 9 home runs in about a 30-game span or so. So here comes the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball inside, 2-1. So there was a lot of excitement going into last year about his potential pop. Played 81 games, was an everyday right fielder or left fielder last year for them, but ended up only with 8 home runs, which I think was a little bit disappointing power-wise. It's the 2-1, inside corner for a strike, 2-2. It's a great sign for Otter fans to see already 3 home runs just a week into the year.
That's right. A lot of pop in his bat. He's got a lot of natural power and some speed to go along with it as well.
Comes the 2-2. It's pulled outside for a ball and a full count to Baez. We've talked about he's got the build of a slugger at 6'1", 260 pounds. Not the build of a base stealer, but he can do that as well. Has 2 stolen bases already on the year. Had 26 stolen bases last year. The payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled. No, did he not get a piece of it? Yes, he did. Just barely got a piece of it and even kissed the end of the bat to thank it for helping him stay alive. He was kind of walking back towards the Otter dugout. Thought he got a piece of it.
Was an interesting moment there by Baez.
You saw that, right? He gave a little kiss to the bat. You got to thank your hardware. So another payoff pitch coming from Polyken to Baez. It's fouled right side. This time Baez just puts his right hand on the butt of the bat, doesn't kiss it. And we'll do a 3-2 pitch for the 3rd time.
Baez never an easy out. He'll always battle late into the count, foul some pitches off as we see here against Polyken.
Another 3-2 is high for ball 4. He is showing some patience as well, working a 9-pitch walk, and there's 2 on 2 walks here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and Kona Quiggle comes to the plate.
Another thing the Otters have been so good at in this young 2023 season, very selective at the plate and willing to foul pitches off if they get behind or late into a count. And they've drawn quite a bit of walks that way.
First pitch to the lefty, Quiggle, swing and a miss as he went down to 1 knee to chase that. Had his first home run of the season yesterday. He has very much a home run swing. He does not shorten up on his swings. He will take some massive hacks. Launched a ball over the left field fence in the first inning yesterday. Here comes the 0-1 to Quiggle. It's ripped down the right field line and foul. A few steps from Billy Easley, the first base coach for the Otters. No balls and 2 strikes to Quiggle with 2 on and 2 outs here on the bottom of the first. We're scoreless and just underway from Bosse Field. Ollie Kent peeks back at second base. Another peek back at second. A long look, pitch clock winding down. Now he throws low for a ball. It's 1-2. Quiggle awaiting the 1-2 in the left-handed batter's box. The pitch, swing and a miss. No, we got a piece of it. It again looked like a swing and miss swing and just bounced right down on home plate. And Cherney, the catchers, obstructed the view of the baseball. So Quiggle stays alive. See if he can do the same thing as Baez. Work a walk. Another 1-2. That's outside, 2-2. Otters have to feel happy to get this ball game in. Multiple other games tonight getting rained out with a lot of rain on the East Coast, so a lot of the East Division teams not being able to play tonight. 2-2 is hit high in the air to right field if it stays fair. It does. It is gone. Kona Quiggle, a 3-run shot.
Exterminated by McMahon. Remember, we can help with all your pest control needs. McMahon can.
407 feet down the right field line. It's back-to-back days with a home run for Quiggle, and the Otters score again in the first inning.
And how about that? Quiggle homered yesterday. You mentioned earlier in that bat, loves to take some big hacks at the plate and gets a pitch up in the zone. And that one was an absolute no-doubter. Right fielder didn't even move.
It was just a matter of if it stayed fair or not. Everyone was looking at Craig Sparks, the first base umpire, to see if it was on the right side of the foul pole. Reyes swings and drives one into right field, past the diving Sanchez at second for a base hit. Quiggle's got some impressive power. What a first week for him. That was not in spring camp. Was acquired from the Sioux Falls Canaries. Started on Tuesday in center field, brand new to this team. And the Otters haven't lost since he's been in the roster. Now has 2 home runs, made a couple great plays in center. Has 5 hits, and 4 of those have been extra base hits. Jacob Olsen is the new batter, takes the first pitch strike.
Yeah, and the Otters now, in 6 of the 8 games so far this season, have gotten on the board in the first inning. Many of those crooked numbers, as we've seen here tonight.
The 0-1, a breaking ball missing inside, 1-1. I'm guessing that baseball, how hard that was hit down the line, that must have landed out on the street or maybe even the train tracks. Out down the right field line as Olsen swings and misses 1-2.
Yeah, we've had a handful of trains go by this week. That certainly would have come close to making contact with one had it been on the tracks. But that ball left Bosse Field.
Look out to Karzan Heidelbach out there. It's a 1-2 count to Jacob Olsen with 1 on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Kona Quiggle with a 3-run blast. The 1-2 outside 2-2. And he fouled off some pitches. I mean, it looked like he was nearly close to striking out. The Otters' patience has been here all week long. 2-2 is low, and Olsen works a full count.
Yeah, a lot of times, you mentioned he fouled a few pitches off. Players will shorten their swing up a little bit if they get deep into a count and fall behind, but not Kona Quiggle. Took a home run hack there.
Here comes the payoff outside for ball 4. Paulie Ken got 2 flyouts to start the inning. Both were hard hit balls, but flyouts, and now he hasn't gotten an out since. 2 walks, a home run by Quiggle, a base hit by Reyes, and now a walk to Olsen. And out comes the Trois-Rivieres pitching coach Carlos Mirabel to have some words with his starter from Montreal.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a quick 3-up, 3-down inning, but that's another thing the Otters have done well so far this year. With 2 outs, they'll keep battling, and they can string together some hits, and if not hits, good at-bats. We've seen 3 walks this inning, but you've got to credit those hitters that were walked in Phillips, Baez, and Olsen, all fouling some pitches off, being selective there at the plate. The Otters go up to the plate with a really good approach. They know what they want, and they'll lay off anything that they don't like.
This is the next pitch, as the meeting is done at the mound, will be the 36th of the inning already for Paulie Ken. The Otters got in deep into the Aigles bullpen yesterday. They're going to be running out of arms. Troy Viola is the new batter. Former Purdue Boilermaker takes the first pitch strike. So Reyes at second, Olsen at first. 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and the Otters have scored for the 6th time this season in the first inning and lead 3-0. Comes the 0-1. It's outside for a ball, 1-1 to Viola. Paulie Ken out of the stretch. Viola pops one up high in the air on the edge of the outfield grasses. The shortstop to make the catch. Clark Schiaparelli under it, and the side is retired. Not before a 3-run home run by Kona Quiggle launched 400 feet over the right field wall. The Otters lead 3-0 as we go to the top of the second on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Today we have Riley and Callie, and they are gonna do their best burlap. Are you ready? All right. Go. Yeah, it's close, it's tight. Oh, man. Whoa, I think time goes to the runner, right? Good job. Riley and Callie, Shepherd Insurance is the one-stop shop for all your commercial, personal, benefits, and financial insurance. Creating relationships, finding solutions, protecting you. Shepherd Insurance.
Thanks, Dan. It's time to see this upgrade of the Ashley Jumps for best seats in the house. So I'd like to get to spend the rest of the game in the best seats in the house, and I was able to pick the winner tonight. I picked the one person who signed up in cursive, and the cursive is perfect. Perfect penmanship. So congratulations to Judy Lemon. She's going to be our Ashley Jumps for best seat in the house winner. That handwriting was 110%. Judy Lemon. Top handwriting, so she gets the best seats in the house. Courtesy of Ashley Furniture Home Store. Leading off, batting fourth in right field, 15, Rodrigo.
Back to Bosse for the top of the second inning. The Otters again have taken an early lead as they lead 3-0 over the Trois-Rivieres Aigles. 3-0. Rodrigo Orozco leads off here in the top of the second against Zach Smith. Ready kicks and throws. First pitch outside, 1-0. You're just joining us. Kona Quiggle launched a 3-run home run just barely fair down the right field line. It was a moonshot, though, 412 feet down the line. Roscoe takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. The Otters have 5 home runs through the first 10 innings of this series after 3 home runs through the first week of baseball. The 1-1 is chopped. Back to Smith, makes a nice leaping hop to snare the ball, jogs over to first, underhand tosses it to Phillips. And there's one away.
Batting fifth at first base, 26, Malik Williams.
Malik Williams, first baseman, comes to the plate. 1 out and nobody on. Mentioned Williams yesterday was in the Otters dugout a week ago at this time, was on the spring training roster, made the team. His first pitch to Williams is hit hard down the right field line. That's a fair ball. It bounces around the feet of Baez. Good throw in. Williams will hold up at first. He has the base hit, though. That has to feel good for Malik Williams, his second hit of the weekend, coming in here against his former team. Cut by the Otters Sunday afternoon, picked up by the Aigles midweek, and he's off to an excellent start now. His 6th hit in 4 games with Trois-Rivieres, and he hasn't even gotten a home game in yet.
That's right, 5 RBIs to go along with that. He sure is comfortable here at Bosse Field after spending some time.
Nolan Maciabroda takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Had to see Malik yesterday, especially went up to a lot of the Otters, giving hugs and handshakes. Still friends. It hasn't been that long since they last saw each other. 1-0 swung on and missed by Maciabroda, 1-1. Smith at the chest, kicks and throws. Swung on and missed by Maciabroda. He was looking for a fastball, and instead he got a curveball at just 78 miles per hour. One and 2 count to the Eagles DH. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. A one-handed half swing by Maciabroda. He smiles as he heads back to the dugout, fooled by Smith, who has his 2nd strikeout of the evening.
Yeah, and we've talked about it's so difficult, the schedule that this Trois-Rivieres team was handed. First 9 games of the season on the road, and that certainly can be difficult, but also the potential to build some character at the same time.
First pitch strike to Cherney. With 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the 2nd. The Otters lead 3-0. The 0-1 outside, 1-1.
The Otters, on the other hand, first 9 games of their season have been here at Bosse Field, and when they go on the road next week, I think that's when you really find out what your team's made of if you're Coach Andy McCulley.
1-1 on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. Absolutely, and it's a very challenging travel schedule in the Frontier League with how spread out the teams are. That's a change from even 4 years ago, back pre-COVID, for the addition of most of the East Coast teams. Most teams are all around the Midwest. The 1-2 just misses outside, 2-2. Now you have the overnight 12-hour bus ride that the Otters are going to have. Going to play 2 9:35 a.m. Central Time games in New Jersey. Then play a night game on Thursday, bus overnight north to Quebec, another 8 hours, and then play Friday night. The 2-2 outside and a full count as the ball gets by Phillips and will allow Williams to go down to 2nd.
That's right. It's been so great to see this professional baseball league grow and expand, but along with that, you have to understand the travel conditions for these teams are far from luxurious. Like Griffin mentioned, the Otters, long bus ride overnight, so it's definitely tough on these players throughout the summer, but we'll see what they're made of next week when they head to New Jersey and Quebec.
Payoff pitch to Cherney. Inside corner, strike 3 called. Zach Smith starting off where he left off in his start last Sunday night. 3 strikeouts, and he shut down the Eagles through 2 as the Otters lead 3-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Our honor bells will release Hoosier Lottery beach balls into the crowd when the music starts. Pass the balls through the crowd. When the music stops, everybody 18 or older holding the ball win $30. Hoosier Lottery prize pack. You ready? 3, 2, 1, launch those balls. And stop. Congratulations from the Hoosier Lottery and the Evansville Otters. Otter staff will tell you how to claim your prize. Remember, you must be 18 or older to play and win. Please play responsibly.
At Deaconess, we understand that pediatric patients are simply smaller versions of adult patients, children have unique needs both physically and emotionally. Deaconess Children's Services caters to the special needs of your prince or princess. Learn more at deaconess.com/Riley. Couple of fun facts. You know, Hank Aaron was a scout. Aaron was a scout as a boy growing up in Alabama when his troop met at Ebenezer A&E Zion Church.
To the bottom of the second inning, it's the Otters leading the Eagles 3-0 here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday night. We sure are here at Bosse Field. Just a perfect night for baseball. A huge crowd on hand at the third oldest ballpark in America, and an early lead for the Otters. George Khalil takes a first pitch strike to start the bottom of the second inning. 3-run home run by Kona Quiggle, the difference right now, as the Otters going for win number 5 in a row. The 0-1 is low, 1-1. The Otters have faced, especially this week, a lot of these slow-throwing pitchers that don't have a lot of velocity. Pelican kicks and throws outside, 2-1. That was about as hard as he throws at 85 miles per hour. Now, he's not as funky as some of the Ottawa pitchers that the Otters saw earlier in the week, as the 2-1 is high, but a check swing by Khalil. He holds up, and it's 3-1. It's pretty standard-looking pitching motion, but still just does not throw very hard, not getting up to 90 miles per hour. A 3-1 pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Khalil took a step towards first, but will have to settle back in and face a 3-2.
Yeah, and from experience, facing slow pitching can often go one of two ways and rarely in between. You'll either jump all over them or you'll have some issues with it.
As the payoff is fouled down the third base line.
And the Otters have certainly taken that first route. They've jumped all over these pitchers, have had no issues adjusting to that drop in velocity, and have been very aggressive but also selective at the plate, and it sure has paid off in the last couple series.
Payoff swing and a miss by Khalil, one away. There's the first strikeout of the evening for Polycamp. It's felt like the right medicine, too, for the Otters, who faced the 3 really terrific starters from the Wild Things last weekend and only mustered 4 runs. A lot of hard throwers, 2 of them lefties, which the Otters, a lefty-heavy batting team, have struggled against lefties the last couple years. Myers, leadoff batter, comes to the plate, takes a first pitch low, 1-0. After just those 4 runs through the opening weekend, the Otters have exploded for runs multiple times this week. 16 runs on Tuesday night, 10 last night, as Myers takes a strike at the top corner, 1-1.
Was certainly a tough first opponent for the Otters. The Wild Things, former regular season division champs.
Myers pops one up into center field, playable for Joe. He's under it and makes the catch, 2 away.
And the Wild Things have picked up this year where they left off, 6-1 to start the season. They were rained out today, but beyond their opening series against the Otters, they've looked stellar on the field.
They haven't lost since leaving Bosse Field. Swept in their home opening series. The Boulders, cross-divisional matchup as Ethan Skinner takes the first pitch away, and then took the opener from Tri-City yesterday before being rained out in upstate New York today. 1-0 is grounded left side to the third baseman. Kelly across the body to first in time for the out. The Otters go down in order in the second. They lead 3-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
All right, fans, it's time for the 10-fish fish toss. Bailey, Shy, Victoria, and Sophia are going at it here. All right, are you ready? All right, go. Toss those fish. Hey, nice job, nice catch, way to go. Yes. Oh man, perfect tosses so far. Yes. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. All right. All right, this team right here wins. Thank you, Bailey, Shy, Victoria, and Sophia. Awesome job. Congratulations. Woo-hoo.
A couple of other fun things about scouting. Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon, is an Eagle Scout. When he said the Eagle is landing, he wasn't kidding. In 1969, Armstrong became the first Eagle Scout to be portrayed on a U.S. postage stamp called The Man on the Moon. Neil Armstrong. And Neil Armstrong also attended Purdue University, where Troy Bauer, one of our starters, played college baseball in the Big Ten. So there's an Otters compete there too.
To the top of the third inning from Bosse Field, it's a 3-0 lead for the Otters over the Aigles. A 3-run home run by Conan Quiggle. The difference, Zach Smith trying to continue this excellent run of starting pitching for the Otters. This 4-game win streak, all 4 starters have thrown quality outings. Smith trying to be the 5th and final one in this 5-man rotation. To do so as Ricardo Sanchez takes the first pitch for a strike to lead off the top of the third. Quality start, going 6 innings at least, and allowing 3 earned runs or less. The 0-1, breaking ball outside 1-1. It was actually, that term was invented by a journalist, newspaper writer, back in the 90s to kind of help coin how good a pitcher did. What would we do without journalists? The 1-1, breaking ball right at the knees for a strike 1 and 2.
And we've seen both these sides make some adjustments to their rotation. We mentioned Poliquin started off in the bullpen for the Aigles, and also the Otters swapped Watland and Green in their order coming into this series.
1-2 is chopped at left side and out of play. So the Otters are going to have to think about this upcoming road trip and how they want to approach that, and who starts when, and who's maybe most comfortable starting at 9:35 Central Time on a morning, and who after a long bus ride, etc. Putting some moving pieces into place. Austin Gossman is slated to start tomorrow for the Otters. Sunday afternoon, the 1-2 swing and a miss by Sanchez. He strikes out on a pitch up and away, and Smith has his 4th German-American bank strikeout of the evening.
How about that? 7 strikeouts in his 6 innings of work against the Wild Things, and already 4 here.
Kenisa Joe, number 9 in the lineup for the Aigles. Center fielder batting righty stands in to face Smith. He kicks and throws, and a Joe swings and misses 0-1. Evansville's pitching staff averaging 9.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's the second best mark of any team in the Frontier League. The 0-1 is high, 1-1. Allowed just 7 runs to opponents over the last 4 games. Their ERA at 2.71 now, third best in the Frontier League. And they're limiting their walks as well, just 3 walks a game. The 1-1 outside 2-1. We've talked at length about the impressive bullpen streak as well the Otters have going. So last weekend, the bullpen still pitched really well. They didn't have as much success from their starters, and now they're getting success from both the front end and the back end of this pitching staff. The 2-1 misses outside, 3-1 to a Joe.
You'd have to imagine lots of scouts going to start having their eyes on this Otters pitching staff if these trends continue.
The 3-1 is swung on, hit hard in the air into right center. Quiggle racing over, as is Baez, who dives and can't make the catch as it bounces in front of him. A Joe takes a huge turnaround first and has to race back to the bag. Baez nearly made a spectacular catch, but couldn't get to the baseball in time.
Yeah, it would have been a really tough play. Saw Joe just kind of catch that one off the end of the bat, flare it out there into like shallow right center field, and a good effort, but a base hit on a ball that wasn't hit all that hard.
It's only 75 miles off the bat, but he's aboard either way. Scantlin swings at the first pitch, pops it up high in the air to deep right center. Under it is the center fielder Quiggle. 2 away. That was a hard hit ball by Scantlin. He launched 350 feet into this late evening sky.
Shortstop 7, Tyler Clark Schiaparelli.
Tyler Clark Schiaparelli, the shortstop, comes to the plate with 2 outs and 1 on. Smith trying to finish 3 shutout innings here at the Aigles. Kicks and throws. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Smith with a black glove tonight, has it set on the blue jersey, and spins and turns around to pick off throw to first. Diving back in is a Joe. The pickoff throw is completely changed now across professional baseball, with limits on how many pickoff throws you can do, just 2 per at bat, to be really strategic about it now. Haven't seen very much of it the first week in the Frontier League. The 0-1 is chopped right to the shortstop Khalil, underhand toss to Skidner, who steps on the second base bag for the 3rd out of the inning. 6-4 Grandat retires the side, 3 shutout for Smith. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-0 Otters on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Otters are back tomorrow, the final game of a 9-game homestand to start the regular season. And you can enjoy a $2 hot dog and bring your 4-legged friends. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com or by calling 812-435-8686. We have a lot of groups and outings here at the ballpark tonight. I want to give a shout out to a couple of them. In left field, FC Tucker's Darlene Carr is having a big outing in left field. Darlene, great to have you with us. Also say hello in section 3 to the Gators and Coach Dobbins. Our friends from AstraZeneca, not only are they in the field box section 16, 17, 18, 19, and in right field, they're also in the Corona Extra patio deck having a great time. Our Buffalo Trace friends are here at Scout Night. And all of our princesses here as well. We're glad you're with us. And a special hello to the Hart family here at Bosse Field taking in an Evansville Otters game. Hello to Drew.
Back at Bosse Field, a big crowd on a Saturday night. Plenty of kids and families in attendance. It is Princess Night. It is fireworks night. There's multiple local businesses in attendance. It is a festive night on this Saturday night, and the Otters leading 3-0. It's good to see, too, many people in this town just choosing the Otters over, no disrespect, Kenny Chesney, who I know he's in town too, starting off his tour at the Ford Center tonight. But it's just a perfect night for baseball. You can't go inside tonight. Dakota Phillips swings at the first pitch. Look out. Lines it right into the picnic tables down the right field line. Hopefully everyone's okay down there. They certainly are, and someone's actually got a souvenir. He's more than okay. He's delighted. He's hopping up and down. He's got a high five. 0-1 to Phillips is again chopped right side, but this time a fair ball. Bouncing down the line into the corner, into the Otters bullpen. Phillips hustling into second with a stand-up double. The Otters catcher stays hot.
Yeah, I mentioned in our pregame show, was curious to see how Phillips, who has struggled a little bit early on in this season, would respond to his incredible night at the plate last night. Drew a walk in the first inning when he came around to score on a Quiggle home run and jumps on 2 pitches in that at-bat. The first one absolutely roped, foul, but this one stays fair, and a great sign for the Otters All-Star selection from last year.
He had a 3-hit day yesterday as he clears the way for Jeffrey Baez, who takes the first pitch low for a ball, 1-0. Phillips had 4 RBIs yesterday, was a triple shy of the cycle. 9 hits on the season. Otters trying to extend this 3-0 lead. 1-0 pitch to Baez, outside 2-0.
It can be so hard coming back off an injury in any sport, baseball included, and it could take some settling in, and maybe that's what we were seeing in the opening series and a half from Phillips, but his bat's starting to come to life.
2-0, bouncing low and in the dirt, 3-0. Especially for what his injury was, a broken finger, and then he got hit on the hand on Saturday in the opening weekend, and that had to be a scare for him. It's probably just more of a mental aspect than anything. 3-0 to Baez. Outside for ball 4. He works a 4-pitch walk. And the Aigles, after he had 2 home runs off them last night, are not eager to pitch to Baez. He has 2 walks already on the night.
That's right, Poliquin certainly working his way around Baez, tiptoeing his way around those at-bats. 2 walks for the Otters right fielder, and Kona Quiggle with another opportunity here with 2 on and nobody out to do some more damage.
Center fielder had a 3-run blast back in the first. He's got 2 on again, this time with nobody out as Quiggle takes the first pitch low, 1-0. Quiggle in his 2nd year of independent baseball. Last year with the Sioux Falls Canaries, hit 8 home runs. Canaries in the American Association. Western Iowa, it's the 1-0 pitch, is at the knees for a strike, 1-1. He was a real power bat at Grand Canyon, but also hit for contact and scored a lot of guys too. Had 62 RBIs in his senior year at Grand Canyon University in Flagstaff in 2019. Pops one up, right side. Looking over is the third baseman, Kelly, and I'll watch it get into the seats.
We've been talking about his success at the plate. Kona Quiggle certainly fields his position well out there in center field. Has had a few really tough plays, including one at last series where he turned a double play on a ball he came diving in on in center field and threw a runner out at first base.
He's done a little bit of it all this first week in Evansville for Mr. Quiggle. 1-2 is the count. The pitch outside, 2-2. He's got undoubtedly, too, one of the best names in the Frontier League.
Certainly a fun baseball name. He gives us plenty of opportunities to say it in exciting moments as well.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside and a full count. If he keeps on playing the way he is, I might have some nicknames on reserve, potentially to be used. He's got to keep on producing to earn a nickname.
I'm excited to hear what those might be.
Payoff is chopped right side and foul by Quiggle. He stays alive.
Poliquin at 57 pitches on the mound here in the third inning, yet to record an out in the top of the third. So nobody up in the bullpen quite yet. We mentioned how much they had to face last night. They've certainly gotten a lot of work in their first 3 series on the road.
The 3-2 is again fouled right side by Quiggle, and he just keeps on staying alive as he did back in the first inning before he hit a 2-run home run over the right field wall. The starter last night, Nick Garcia for the Aigles, got hurt and only lasted 2 innings. They had to use 3 different pitchers after Garcia got hurt. Another payoff is sent high in the air to right field. This one will be playable. Over is Orozco to make the catch. 1 away.
We mentioned Poliquin came from LSU Alexandria, the NAIA side in his college career. Griffin, do you happen to know the mascot or nickname of LSU Alexandria's campus?
I was reaching for my laptop to look it up. I told you I'd never heard of this school before.
They are the Generals, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
We
how
will
you
have
know
to
that.
check
That's
that.
That's just concerning. That's very horrifying. 2 on and 1 out. Omar Reyes takes the first pitch outside 1-0. Lucas Daunhauser might be the most knowledgeable person on NAIA school mascots in the country. Hand him the prize name. He's right.
Former General on the mound, Poliquin.
The 1-0 is popped up by Reyes. He goes down to 1 knee on that swing, high in the air into center field. Joe is there, and there's 2 away. So the Otters got 2 on with nobody out. A double by Phillips, a walk to Baez, but now back-to-back flyouts. And there's 2 down with Jacob Olsen coming to the plate.
Sam Poliquin sure has settled down towards the second half of this inning. We know he's thrown so many pitches. The Otters have been tough outs at the plate, fouling a lot of pitches off, but we'll see if he can bear down and get out of this third with no more damage done.
Poliquin winds and throws. Oh, look at a breaking ball that hits Olsen right on the back of his helmet. That one slipped. Olsen tried to duck out of the way, and it hit his head anyways.
Designated hitter, number 8.
So it loads the bases for Troy Viola to try to extend the lead here for the Otters.
Viola, one of those bats that's still trying to get going. 1-10. 1-4-10, I should say, in this young season. He's certainly gotten it done on defense.
Poliquin winds and throws inside. Did it hit Viola? It did. It hit him right on the edge of the elbow. Viola pointed at his arm as soon as the pitch came in. And Elijah Beaster agrees and said, yeah, it did hit you. Go down to first. And the manager for the Aigles, Matthew Rush, does not agree. He's on out to have a word with Elijah Beaster.
Yeah, I think he may just have some concern that Troy Viola kind of convinced and talked the umpire into that call. So Viola wears one of those elbow guards, so he was more than happy to take that pitch off his elbow areas. I'm sure he didn't really feel that. That one just grazed his body as it still made its way into the glove of Cherney. And Matthew Rush certainly wanted to have a conversation about what all went on there.
I think you might have also been arguing, just looking at hand movements, that he might have leaned in to that pitch. So a run comes across. Phillips scores, but the base is still loaded. And now it's George Khalil. He's had a good last couple days. Takes the first pitch strike. 1 run across here in the third. It's made it 4-0 on back-to-back hit batters. Khalil struck out swinging his first time to the plate. A 1 pitch to the Australian. Swung on, chopped up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman Sanchez. Toss it to second base for the out. Nice play by Ricardo Sanchez to grab the ground ball and toss it to Clark Schiaparelli to get the force out and retire the side without getting too out of hand. The Otters add one more run. We're through 3 from Bosse Field. 4-0 Evansville. The Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
And he's flinging, but nothing singing. All right, that went not very far.
User malfunction,
But
perhaps.
he already threw out a first pitch tonight, so he's doing all right. All right, next, we gotta move this along. Come on, we got Eli. Come on, Eli. Come on, Eli. Oh, okay, looks like about a 10-footer now. Oliver, come on, Oliver. Up. Looks like one more shot. Looks like Eli's your winner. Eli is the winner. You win 2 tickets to a ball game. Thanks for playing.
Deaconess Riley Children's Services offers specialized care from Riley pediatric specialists in the areas of heart, kidney, lung, urology, digestion, and mental health. Learn more about these services at deaconess.com/Riley. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have the best DV sport tech in the house, in the country here tonight. Nathan Sipanish is here. Nathan, great to have you here at Bosse Field. You can thank Luke for this. He's at the game tonight. Nathan, the best TV sport replay tech in at least the Missouri Valley Conference. Leading off, 29, third baseman.
Frontier
Juan
League
Kelly.
Baseball on Flow Sports is presented by Budweiser. Back at Bosse Field for the top of the 4th inning. Griffin, Epstein, Lucas Daunhauser. So glad you're joining us on a beautiful Saturday night. The Otters lead 4-0, looking for their 5th consecutive win and their 2nd series win in a row. As Juan Kelly, the Aigles All-Star from last season, stands in, takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. The Otters with a 3-run home run by Conan Quiggle in the first, highlighting his early lead. Comes the 1-0, outside 2-0. Evansville has not lost a game when they've led so far this season. 5-0. Smith behind 2-0, winds and fires. A strike at the knees to Kelly, 2-1.
Yeah, if the Otters have been able to get on the board early in a game, it's been almost automatic after that when you have a bullpen like theirs.
Bullpen just is well rested. The starters have gone long, and everything's going according to plan. But 2-1, missing outside, 3-1.
And if you're Andy McCulley and you saw that ideal 9-game homestand to open up the season, this is certainly how you would have pictured it in your mind.
Certainly would have hoped to get the opening series, but since then they haven't lost. As the 3-1 is high for a ball, and Kelly works a walk. That is the first walk that Smith has offered up this season. Did not allow a walk in 6 innings pitched last weekend.
15, right fielder Rodrigo Orozco.
So bring up Orozco with the leadoff runner aboard and nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Right fielder grounded out his first time to the plate as he takes the first pitch away for a ball.
Great crowd here this evening at Bosse Field. We mentioned we didn't know if we were going to get that Saturday night crowd with the Kenny Chesney concert downtown, but Evansville always supports their sports teams.
1-0 is a grounder to the second baseman Skidner. Tosses to Khalil, steps on the back, throws to first in time. Double play, 4-6-3.
And what a response by Smith to his first walk of the season. Nice 90-mile-an-hour fastball around the knees and gets one of the better hitters in this Aigles lineup to ground into a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play.
Double play brought to you by the Hoosier Lottery. Powerball double play. Play ball with the Hoosier Lottery, and please play responsibly. Malik Williams, the batter, takes a first pitch breaking ball on the inside corner. No balls and a strike, with now the bases cleared and 2 outs after the double play. Otters lead 4-0. Williams had a base hit back in the second. Here comes the 0-1. It's fouled straight back off the mask of Phillips. He's all right, though, 0-2. I think everyone heard it was Princess Night, and they said, forget Kenny Chesney. I can't miss Princess Night.
That had to be the selling point. Surely not the 4-game winning streak, but
that
Princess
too, okay.
Night.
Yeah. Princess dresses and baseball. The 0-2 chopped to the third baseman. Reyes, long throw to first, in time. What a stretch by Olsen, keeping his foot on the bag and making the catch. He went into a full split. Wow, what a play by Olsen.
Yeah, showing some dexterity there over at first base. First basemen have to be flexible, and that ball took a little bit of time to get to Reyes. Took a strong throw. Good work on both corners of the infield by the Otters there to get them out of the inning.
Oh, when the circus comes to town to the Ford Center, they might want to bring Olsen along. Otters have held the Eagles scoreless through 4. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Baseball, Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. Never miss a game and follow along all the way to the championship. Just visit EvansvilleOtters.com for links to watch and subscribe today. All Frontier League and Flow Sports content. Deacon's Clinic Pediatrics is dedicated to caring for the unique needs of children. We focus on partnering with parents to ensure the health and safety of the children we care for. Our board-certified pediatricians provide medical care for princes and princesses from birth to age 18. Learn more at deaconess.com/pediatrics. We're smiling on the Paramount Dental Smile Cam. Did you know Walmart founder Sam Walton became an Eagle Scout at age 13? And former presidential candidate Ross Perot at 13. And Ross Perot fell short of the White House. Gerald Ford did not. Despite not being elected, he was an Eagle Scout at age 14. Former President Gerald R. Ford of Michigan. Top of the order to you, the Edward Jones leadoff amateur game, the left fielder, number 9, Noah Myers.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. Noah Myers leads off at the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch to Myers, misses inside for a ball. Evansville 4, Trois-Rivieres nothing. Myers lefty batter. Righty Eagles pitcher fires a strike, 1-1. Paulie Ken has been busy working around a lot of traffic on the base pass. He has reached 70 pitches already on the evening. 1-1, slips out of his hand and pops into the right-handed batter's box for a ball, 2-1.
Myers looking to extend that 7-game hitting streak he had coming into this game. Pair of flyouts to center field so far.
2-1 bounces low for a ball, 3-1. Last rays of sunshine deflecting off the warehouse out past center field and on the other side of the street of Weinbach Avenue. Light's just barely starting to come into effect here at 7:40 local time. 3-1 is chopped right side and foul. Full count to Myers. There also was part of another great promotion night. It's also Scouts night at the ballpark, and the Boy Scouts are camping the night out at Bosse Field. The 3-2 on the outside corner for a strike. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it was.
That miss pretty far outside. Myers, that's tough luck.
We saw him making his way down to first base. That breaking ball kind of sat on the chalk of the other batter's box, but sometimes with 2 strikes, you got to get your toes up around the plate, full count, and battle that one off.
Yakertek showed it pretty far outside as Ethan Skinder takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. Second strikeout for Bullacamp. Winds and throws, and he kind of slipped on the mound, pulled the ball to the left-handed batter's box, 1-1.
The Scouts might have a little bit of a chilly evening out here at Bosse Field. We've got a little bit of wind going. Might have to build a campfire on the pitcher's mound. Who knows?
1-1 is sent high in the air to left field. Over to his right is the left fielder Scantlin. And now it's the center fielder Joe under it, and he makes the catch in left center. There's 2 away.
Were you ever a scout, Griffin?
I was not, no, though I did go to camp plenty and have been instructed on how to make a fire without matches.
Oh, there you go.
I would not do it at Bosse Field, though. That seems like a poor idea. And I'm hoping for Dan the Man's sake, our great groundskeeper here at Bosse Field, that they decide not to make a fire to stay warm, as Phillips takes a swing and a miss 0-1. I assume they have other things up their sleeves, other skills they've learned how to keep themselves warm. The 0-1 to Phillips outside, 1-1. Bases are empty with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Otters lead 4-0.
We talked late last night about all the ideas I've had this season. Most of them get shut down pretty quickly by Griffin and company, as you just heard.
1-1 is swing and a miss, 1-2. You're welcome to go to Otters management if you think the Boy Scouts should try to start a campfire. The s'mores do sound great tonight. A little, not too cold, but it's going to get down to the 50s. A little chilly for late May, no doubt about it. Some s'mores after a baseball game. Camping out at the ballpark, that does sound ideal. But you would burn up a lot of outfield grass. Or if you're trying to do it on the mound. So 1-2 is popped up high in the air into left field. Couple steps in is Scantlin under it and makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning on a fully intact mound for Bullacamp. We're 4 complete from Bosse Field. 4-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Southwest Graphics and Honor Bells.
Dan, I have bad news. The song that they were going to dance to has a corrupted file. So we tried to play another song, but I guess we can't do that this evening. So thinking the file was corrupted. We do apologize.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 4-0 Evansville in front of Trois-Rivieres, their neighbors from the north, finishing their 9-game road trip while the Otters finish their 9-game homestand. This is the 8th game, respectively, for both squads. Nolan Mackey-Broda, DH, leads things off here for the Aigles in the top of the 5th. They need to get the bats going, trailing by 4 as Mackey-Broda fouls one right side and out of play. He did have a home run yesterday in a 2-hit day. The prime candidates to get things started. The native of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Griffin's been waiting to say that one.
The 0-1 is chopped right side. It stays fair. Picked up by Davis. Throws to first. In time? No. Hold on. It's foul.
Yeah, so our first base ump there is going to override and say that that came off the body of Macabroda, which I think he felt was pretty obvious when he didn't take off after the initial contact. Would have been an interesting play had the first base ump not stepped in and made that call.
Yeah, that's the right call by Greg Sparks down the line. Clearly hit Macabroda. Was surprised Elijah Beaster behind home didn't make the call. So just a foul ball now. And to the 0-2 again with Macabroda. Saskatoon lefty. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-2. Smith at the belt, winds and throws. It's chopped up the middle, diving as Khalil can't get to it, and into center field, a base hit. Khalil went full sprawl to try to snare that baseball, but Macabroda has a leadoff base hit instead here in the 5th.
The catcher 3.
Yeah, great effort by the Otters shortstop, but good season so far at the plate for Macabroda. That his 7th hit of this young season, was batting .375 coming into tonight's game.
Victor Cherny stands in, pops up the first pitch he sees. That ball will bounce somewhere that we can't see, off the top of the grandstands, in fact. And now it's bouncing back onto the field, picked up by a member of the Otters bullpen, 0-1. Oh, they all want a souvenir down there. Oh boy, a toss into the stands. That's ambitious. And oh no, an older lady has it and she does not want to give it up. All the kids want it and she's standing up for herself. Cherny takes outside 1-1. You know what? She's lived a lot longer than them.
She's paid her dues, and their time will come when they can get a foul ball tossed to them.
The 1-1, low 2-1. And a weaker-willed woman might just give that ball up to the fans, but no. She rightfully takes what is hers. That was a interesting move, though. Typically from that Otters reliever, couldn't see who it was. Decided to toss into the stands instead of just handing it off.
I have an interesting foul ball story when we get a chance.
The 2-1's at the knees, 2-2. There's one on with nobody out here in the top of the 5th, and the Otters lead 4-0. Let's hear it. I'm all ears.
So I was at a minor league baseball game one time, and ball comes into the stands. A girl who I feel was not paying very much attention actually was hit on the back.
Cherny swings and misses, lunged at a curveball out of the zone. He strikes out, and that's strikeout number 5 for Smith.
Was hit in the back as she was ducking at the very last second by a foul ball that was not traveling all that fast by the time it made it to us. Just kind of grazed her shoulder. And ball rolls to me a good handful of seats away. I pick it up, and some representatives of the ball club come down to check on her.
Ricardo Sanchez, the lefty, takes the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
And they tell her if someone's hit by a foul ball, they have to take them back up, and it's just policy of the stadium just to get checked on real quick. She told them she was fine and everything. She was really shaken up. And so she went up to get checked on.
The 1-0 is pumped up. Left side, back is Reyes, looking up and under it. A few steps beyond the third base bag is where he makes the catch. There's 2 away.
And as I mentioned, this ball I had picked up. She comes back down 10, 15 minutes later. And as I mentioned, this girl was on her phone when it happened. She wasn't paying all that much attention. And she goes, "Where's my ball at?" And I'm sitting there, a baseball fanatic like myself. You know, I'm more than willing to be reasonable and be a nice person, go out of my way. But I felt like she didn't really make an effort to make a play on this ball.
Kanisa Joe takes a first pitch strike from Smith with 2 outs here on the top of the 5th, and the Otters leading 4-0.
And so as she says, where's my ball at? There's obviously a lot of dirty looks in my direction. And I'm kind of guilted. I don't really say anything, but I'm guilted and I hand it back to her.
The 0-1 is chopped up the middle and through for a base hit. Slow chopper that just kept working its way up through the infield grass, through the dirt, and out into center field. So there's 2 on with 2 out now for the Aigles as the top of the order, and Scantlin coming to the plate.
And so basically I'm guilted into giving up this souvenir to a girl who wasn't really watching the game, but was grazed on the shoulder by a ball as she ducked out of the way. So, Griffin, what are your thoughts there? Whose foul ball is that?
What an ethical dilemma for a young Lucas.
Well, I wouldn't say young. This may have been a very recent story.
This
but
was recent. Oh. I was thinking this was like 10-year-old Lucas, troubled by this large dilemma that still rattles around in your head. Scantlin takes the first pitch high and away, 1-0. This was like a life lesson you learned.
It's one thing if it's a kid and he's loving his day at the ballpark. You know, he's been seeking out a souvenir all day.
1-0 is low, 2-0. This was a.
It's just an individual who didn't seem to have a lot of interest in the ball game. Was where it didn't sit all that right.
This
with
was
me.
not a young girl or a young lady.
She was around our age, yeah, but
But not a 10-year-old.
No.
Sure. The 2-0 is outside 3-0. That begs an interesting question here, and Smith is possibly in a little bit of trouble. 3-0 count to Scantlin and 2 on, but I think I've heard this discussed before. What is the right age where you stop handing the foul ball to the kid? Like how? Same with getting the jersey sign. Like when does that stop being appropriate? The 3-0 is at the knees for a strike, 3-1.
I have heard that discussed quite a bit in my latter years of college. I'm not sure I have the right answer. A sports fanatic like myself, I'd like to think, at all ages. Certainly, though, if you have a young child who's seeking out a foul ball or a souvenir, it would mean so much to them.
3-1 is hit hard, but right to Quiggle in center, running in, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Little bit of trouble for Smith in the 5th, 2 base hits, but he works his way around it, and he's pitched 5 innings of shutout ball. Go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-0. The Otters lead the Aigles on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Saying hello to Brian Hurd, who's here at the ballpark tonight. Glad to be back at Bosse Field. Brian Hurd.
Welcome back to Bosse. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning, halfway home on a Saturday night. The Otters leading 4-0 and looking for their 5th consecutive victory. They're undefeated this week. 4-0 win tonight, clinches their 2nd straight series win. They could go for a sweep tomorrow. Jeffrey Baez will lead things off. He's going to get a pitch clock violation warning called on him as he was taking too long to get into the batter's box. Would have been a ball if the rules were into full effect as they will be in just a little over a week. Baez takes a first pitch strike. Wind and a throw. A strike on the outside corner to Baez 0-2. Paulie Ken really has done a yeoman's work tonight. Just 8 innings up for the Aigles. Not a good start for him. A 3-run home run given up. But since then, he's been pretty solid. The 0-2 is popped up and out of play.
Baez 2 walks so far in this game. Had that stellar evening last night, and the former general on the mound certainly has been hesitant to pitch to him, but he's ahead in the count here.
The 0-2 is popped up into shallow center. Back is the second baseman and is the right fielder, and it will be a Roscoe, the right fielder, who makes the catch 1 away. So we'll bring up Kona Quiggle with 1 out and nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. The Otters leading 4-0 over the Aigles. Sun is set. Lights are close to into full effect. Not totally in full effect, but lighting up the diamond, and the sky's darkening into a darker shade of blue overhead. The 1-0 sails outside. Now outside to Kona Quiggle 2-0. The street lights are on out past Bosse Field, out in Jimtown and the surrounding neighborhood here in Evansville. Paulie Ken at the belt, kicks and throws. Quiggle skies one into center. Long run in for Edjo. He won't get there. It bounces in front of him. Quiggle has a base hit. A 2-hit day for Kona.
And sometimes you're just on one of those streaks where everything seems to be going right for you. Kona Quiggle goes down for a pitch low and outside, kind of catches it off the end of the bat, just a little flare, but drops in no man's land out there in shallow left center, and he'll take a hit any way it'll come. Kona Quiggle stays hot.
1 on 1 out for Omar Reyes. Paulie Ken steps off, throws back to first, where Quiggle's back in safely. Quiggle now with 6 hits here in his first 5 games as an Otter. 2 home runs already on the weekend, including a 3-run blast in the first. Reyes takes high, 1-0. Otters with 3 runs in the first on the 3-run home run. Then they scratch across 1 more in the third as Viola was hit with the bases loaded. Reyes pops one up. Left side over is Kelly, the third baseman. And a long look all the way to the chain link fence, but it bounces off the roof of the grandstand.
Never regret it.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I'd like to wish a happy special 60th birthday to Gene Thomas here at the ballpark tonight. Happy birthday to Gene Thomas, and thanks for spending it with the Evansville
Appreciate
Otters.
everyone
Gene Thomas.
tuning in on the Otters Digital Network, including Brian Hurt, who said to give Zane Clodfelter a hug. That might be too much for Zane to handle, but we did give Zane a hello from Brian, and he says hello back, and then he told the whole ballpark about you, Brian. So Zane is happy to hear from you. 1-1 count to Reyes. He chops it right side, or left side, excuse me. Grounded, backhanded by the third baseman, throws across the diamond in time for the out. Nice play by Kelly. Backhand behind the third base bag, and that's a long throw. And he made it with ease for the second out.
First baseman, number 2, Jacob Olsen.
So it brings up Jacob Olsen, the first baseman, with Quiggle at second. Otters looking for more insurance as they lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Paulie Ken trying to finish 5 innings here tonight, and he's held the Otters to just 4 hits. First pitch bounces low in the dirt over the head of the catcher Cherney and all the way back to the backstop, and Quiggle can just jog down to third. He's 90 feet away now.
That ball made its way. I don't know if you could see Griffin on the netting. There is a hole designated up for a light on the backstop here. It hit the netting only about a foot away, and if the ball would have gone through that hole on a wild pitch off of the catcher's glove at the very top of the backstop, I think that would have been the most unique way I've ever seen a ball make its way into the stands at a ballpark. But
You've never
a
seen
foot
that
away from
happen here
a foot away
here
from
at
it
Bosse.
happening.
The 1-0 is high, 2-0. Well, tonight is only game number 8 of 48 home games, so we've got 40 more chances. 2-0, swing and a miss by Olsen, 2-1. I bet it's happened.
We'll have to ask the veterans of the press box if they've ever witnessed that.
Zane Clodfilters to the press box. The 2-1 to Olsen is chopped to the left of the third base bag, and foul. Poorly attempted to be gloved by the Trois-Rivieres bullpen and trickles out onto the left field. They have to go pick it up.
See a few arms just kind of up and stretching for the Aigles.
Milling around, I'd say, in the bullpen. The Otters bullpen, on the other hand, is nothing but guys kicking up their legs, sitting back, and enjoying the evening. 2-2 to Olsen, swing and a miss. He strikes out, and the side's retired. Paulie Ken, really nice 5 innings tonight, but hasn't gotten any run support. The Otters lead 4-0. We're through 5. The Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
All right, it's time for Jersey Mike's Build a Sub. We've got 2 master sub chefs ready to build an artisan BLT. First, our contestants will spin around about 10 times and then build their sub. Once the sub is built, they'll run to their honor bell and keep the ingredients inside the sandwich. First one on hand to complete the sub off to an honor bell wins a coupon for Jersey Mike's. On your mark, get set, go! Are you getting dizzy? All right, build that sub, build those subs, let's go. Looking good. Maybe. This is Cooper over here. I don't know what's going on over there. Hey, not bad. Get it to an honor bell, get it to an honor bell. All right. I think Cooper wins, guys. The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above, now located at 939 North Burkhardt Road in Evansville.
Thank you, Dan. Make sure you stop by and say hello to my good friend Rhonda Trail. She's at the Otters Did Team store right now. You know, more than 1 million Pinewood Derby cars are sold each year. If the cars were lined up end to end, they would stretch 166 miles. That's the distance between Evansville and Indianapolis, roughly.
To the top of the 6th inning, we go from the Pocket City. The Otters leading the Aigles 4-0. It's a good time for us to remind you that Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is presented by Old National Bank. Your bank for Evansville, your bank for life. Big crowd on this Saturday night, enjoying Saturday night baseball on a cool and what was a sunny evening, now turning to a cool night. Otters pitching, another excellent night. It's been all Zach Smith tonight. 5 shutout innings, 3 outs away from his second straight 6 shutout innings start, or at least 6 innings without an earned run, as his first pitch is in for a strike to Clark Schiaparelli. On the right side of the rubber, he kicks and throws outside, 1-1. Smith went 6 innings, allowing just 3 hits. 2 runs came across, but both unearned. 7 strikeouts and no walks in a win last Saturday against the Wild Things. Tonight, he's gone 5 so far, allowing 4 hits and no runs. The 1-1 is chopped right at the glove of Khalil. The shortstop goes down to one knee to make the catch, and there's 1 away. Smith has 5 strikeouts on the evening and just 1 walk.
Third baseman, 29, Juan Kelly.
He was maybe two outside of Vargas, who was new to Evansville's. Juan Kelly comes to the plate. The biggest question mark in this starting rotation, because he was primarily a bullpen guy last year and only for the last month of the season was even in Evansville. He started the year, for most of the year, was with Missoula and Montana in the Pioneer League as Kelly takes a strike.
That's right, yeah, the transition from a bullpen relief pitcher to a starter or vice versa doesn't always go as smoothly as it has so far this season.
The 0-1 is low to Kelly, 1-1. Spent the most of last year with Missoula in the Pioneer League, another indie ball league. Finished the year with 8 appearances here with Evansville as Kelly slaps one right off the edge of the roof of the grandstand, making a loud thwacking sound, and it's 1-2. Came out of the bullpen 5 times, made 3 starts, and was excellent, 3.86 ERA with 23 strikeouts. But full-time starting role, not just that, second or third in the rotation was a big move up. The Katy, Texas native has delivered.
Smith's command has been so impressive in these first 2 outings. We mentioned just 1 walk.
Chopped ball, left side, Reyes making an impossible throw over to first from the edge of the left field grass. It bounces in front of Olsen, who runs over to cut it off, and it's a base hit for Kelly. Not much Reyes could do on a chop ball that took him all the way back to the edge of the left field grass. He was going to need a superhero arm to throw that ball across the diamond, and he was off balance as well. Orozco, right fielder, is the batter, lefty. Smith trying to work through 6 innings complete. First pitch outside to Orozco. It's the 3rd indie ball league, too, for Smith. He started his indie ball career with Lancaster in the Atlantic League. Certainly found a home to start the year here in Evansville as the 1-0's outside, 2-0. He also took a tour of the directional Arkansas schools. He was at Central Arkansas for a year, and then 2 years at Southern Arkansas. The 2-0 is low, 3-0.
That's right, pitched at both actually started at the junior college level and then made his way around Arkansas at both the Division I and Division II levels. Had a lot of success at Southern Arkansas.
3-0 on the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. Look at most of these starters too for the Otters. They're not guys that a lot of them pitched in D1 at one point, but found most of their success at the D2 or NAIA level. 3-1 is slice foul. Gossman at USI just moved up to D1 this year. Holgraver did spend a year at St. Mary's, but success at Cal Poly Pomona.
That's right, I think a testament to how competitive all levels of collegiate baseball and sports in general can be.
Payoff is hit to the third baseman. Olsen stumbles as he gloves it, but will race over to the bag to beat Orozco there for the second out of the inning. Kelly advances to second. Really the only play for Olsen was at first, and he nearly had disastrous strike as he stumbled feeling the ball, but able to maintain his balance.
That's right, I can imagine the grass a little damp with some dew on a chilly evening like this in the summer caused him to slip a little bit as he gave second base a look. The ball was taking him in that direction, but Kelly had actually taken off to steal.
Malik Williams, the batter, swings at the first pitch, pops it up into right center. Long run for Quiggle. He's called off by Baez, who makes the catch for the third out of the inning. It's 6 shutout innings for Zach Smith. He's been terrific for a second straight Saturday night, and he's led Evansville to a 4-0 lead on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Time for the Drake Stance Cam. We need everyone to get up and dance because Drake's is your go-to for 24 beers on tap, big burgers, and the freshest sushi in Evansville. Visit Drake's at 1222 Richland Road or drakescomeplay.com. Now let's get to dancing. And we're also dancing because Bosse Field could be the venue for your next celebration. One of our Grand Slam picnics, and you and your guests will receive an exclusive Otters special edition hat. If you'd like to be a part of an upcoming Evansville Otters home game, it's simple. Go to EvansvilleOtters.com or call our front office at 812-435-8686. We're still dancing because we love the Drake's Dance Cam. We also love fun things that we didn't know about scouting. I know Big Red Jordan Fisher is enjoying all of these fun facts. He also enjoyed the fact that boys and girls may earn the rank of Eagle Scout only until age 18, but until 1965, those days, both boys and men could achieve scouting's highest rank. The first girls in the USA earned the rank of Eagle Scout in 2021. Over 1,600 girls in the country were a part of the inaugural class of female Eagle Scouts. That's Big Red's favorite stat so far as Scout night. Again, a shout out to John, and leading things off, designated hitter 8, Troy Viola.
Troy Viola leads things off for the Otters in the bottom of the 6th inning. Evansville still leads 4-0. First pitch of Viola, swing and a miss, 0-1. Colquhoun winds and throws, bounces one in the dirt outside, 1-1. Beautiful evening for baseball, and 3,543 Otters fans have enjoyed it tonight. 1-1 to Viola is ripped down the left field line and foul. Second biggest crowd of the season so far here at Bosse Field in the 8th game of this 9-game homestand. The Otters will not have a longer one the rest of the year. We'll even have a 6th game homestand until the first full week of June. Pitch sails outside for a ball. It's 2-2 to Viola. There's only one full week homestand as Viola rips one into left field. That's down for a base hit. Troy Viola with his second hit as an Otter, a leadoff base hit here in the 6th.
Yeah, you can see a big moment for Viola there. Has been stellar when he's played third base this season for the Otters. Has not been all that pleased with his hitting performance, but gets a pitch on the outside of the plate out in front and just drives it out into left field there. Good piece of hitting by Troy Viola.
I was a little bit surprised to see Pauliken back out here for his 6th inning of work, 103 pitches now, but the manager and Matthew Rush out to have a word with Pauliken. Wonder if at this point this is more stalling than anything, and indeed it is. Now they're going to pull him. Didn't signal right away for the lefty from the pen, but now they'll pull Pauliken to the delight of Evan the Otter in the stands, and a reliever coming into the game for the Aigles. So we'll step aside. 1-on with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Otters leading 4-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
I have a couple of more scout facts for you. Like the 12 men who would eventually walk the moon, so going back to Neil Armstrong, the Purdue alum. 11 were former scouts. And for those interested in dinosaurs, the only recorded Tyrannosaurus Rex apparently was at Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico. So it was the scouts that put together the Tyrannosaurus Rex there. A young George Herman Babe Ruth was a tenderfoot scout in Troop 23, promising to do a good turn daily. That's what he was quoted as saying. And the total number of merit badges earned in 1911 was 85, which 1911 also coincides with the inaugural running of the greatest spectacle racing, the Indy 500. Today, there are 135 merit badges that are earned. We do have a call to the bullpen. 34 Feeney into pitch. The battery Feeney's on the mound, turning behind the plate. The answer off the pair of East 2319 North River Road for 812-475-9000.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Otters leading 4-0. A runner on here at the bottom of the 6th, I should say. It's the Otters finally chasing the starter, Sam Polican. He went 103 pitches before exiting a base hit by Viola. Exiting Polican, and George Khalil will now stand in to face the first arm out of the bullpen today for the Aigles. It will be Gage Feeney, a righty from Cutler, Maine. Khalil pops a bunt up, and it went right into the glove of Cherney, so Cherney couldn't hold on to it. Check that. Khalil tried to lay down a bunt, and it didn't go according to plan, but just a foul ball, so 0-1. So Gage Feeney, the new pitcher, still considered a rookie, did play for Juliet last summer, the Slammers in the Frontier League.
That's right, he had some princess music to warm up to as well on the mound.
I missed it. What song was it?
I can't say I recognized it, but it had the feel of a princess song, and going along with our theme tonight, I would imagine that's what it was.
0-1's on the outside corner to Khalil, 0-2. Feeney from Maine went to the University of Southern Maine. I told Lucas if he knew the mascot of the University of Southern Maine, I would give him $5, because there's just no way. The 0-2 is a check swing foul straight back.
To the disappointment of all of my fans I may have in my young announcing career, I do not know the mascot of University of Southern Maine.
It is in Gorham, Maine. I don't know if you know who the celebrity is that is from Gorham, Maine. It's the 0-2 is a swing and a miss by Khalil, and there's one away here in the 6th. First strikeout for Feeney in the first batter he faces.
I do not know the most famous person of Gorham, Maine. If you would like to loop us all in.
It's on the suburb of Portland, Maine, and Southern Maine, of course. One of the best women's basketball players in the country is from Gorham, Maine. The great Mackenzie Holmes on Indiana women's basketball. Noah Myers takes a strike on the outside corner to start off his at-bat with 1 out and 1 on, bottom of the 6th, 4-0 lead for the Otters.
Had she opted to stay at home in her college career, she could have been a Husky at the University of Southern Maine.
I think she made the right choice, no disrespect. The 0-1 catches the outside corner again for a strike, 0-2. Helped Indiana win a Big Ten title this past year. She's back for a 5th year next year. Oh, 2 from Feeney. Breaking ball slice, could be 2. To the shortstop, toss the second to 1 to first, not in time. Myers runs it out. Aboard with a fielder's choice, but he's now in danger of his 7-game hit streak ending. We'll see if he gets one more plate appearance tonight. 6-4 fielder's choice. Viola and Myers trade spots. Now 2 away here in the 6th. Ethan Skinder comes to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Feeney winds and throws. Skinder swings, pops one up into center field. Late break for a Joe, running back, looking up, and bouncing off his glove. Rolling to the wall, hustling around to third is Skinder. We'll see if it goes down as an air or a triple for Skinder. Either way, Myers comes around to score, and the Otters with an insurance run, they lead 5-0.
Yeah, we saw a Joe get turned around a couple times out there in center field. Couldn't quite make his mind up which shoulder he was going to track that ball and try to catch it over. And in the end, that ball carried quite a bit further than he initially thought. Did get a glove on it in his final burst of speed, but falls into the ivy, does the ball here in center field at Bosse Field, and a triple for Ethan Skinder.
Dakota Phillips stands in, takes a first pitch ball. The crowd kind of knew it as soon as Joe started scrambling back in panic mode. The excitement grew in the stands that they knew this was a chance he wasn't going to get there. The 1-0 is low, 2-0, and indeed he didn't. Who turned around and twisted and lost down in the deepest part of the ballpark in straight center field.
And our crowd of 3,500 sure has had a lot to cheer about here tonight at historic Bosse Field.
The 2-0 is hit high in the air to center. A Joe again racing back. This is easier though. Now he's under it and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. The Otters play one more and they lead 5-0 through 6 from Bosse Field on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Hey fans, who wants a t-shirt? You need to make some noise. And we'll have our staff throwing t-shirts to the crowd. We have over 3,000 fans here tonight. We can get louder. Make some noise. Let me hear ya. We can get louder. We can get even louder. Louder the fireworks. Make some noise. Don't forget to do that fireworks for that post-game. Make some noise if you want a t-shirt from the Evansville. We still have t-shirts. Scream even louder. What a great crowd we have here on Princess Night. Here as well. And if you're hungry, still time to visit any one of our various concession stands. We have concessions in the first and third base tunnels. Make a stop at the grill on the outer concourse to try some of your favorite ballpark food. Visit the Dutch Pretzel stand and Gourmet Nacho stand, along with the new barbecue stand. And then barbecue on the outer concourse. And to satisfy the sweet tooth, visit either of our chill zones located on the outer concourse near the third base tunnel. Get a cool beverage at the next stop bar, and you can find more sweet treats on the outer concourse, including at the Dots, Ice, and Dutch Pretzels. To the ground of applause for the Otter Bells for throwing dress t-shirts. Designated hitter 13, Nolan.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. We go to the top of the 7th inning. The Otters need 9 more outs to secure their second straight series win and their 5th win overall in a row. Zach Smith is back on the bump for his 7th inning of work as he fires a first pitch strike to Nolan Maciabroda. And there is still no one even moving down in the Otters bullpen right now. They're still picking up their legs and just enjoying the baseball game. Comes the 0-1. It's low, 1-1.
A lot of confidence in Zach Smith on the mound here in his 7th inning of work. Has 5 strikeouts on the evening.
Pitch number 78 coming as Maciabroda fires it foul. 1-2. He's one up at himself. He went 6 innings in a win without allowing an earned run last Saturday, and now he's into the 7th. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Maciabroda swinging out of his shoes one away. Strikeout number 6 for Smith.
Catcher 3, Victor Cherney.
Smith works a couple pitches low early in that count and then blows a fastball by Macabrota up a little out of the zone, but good sequence of pitches by Zach Smith.
Victor Cherney, the new batter, swings at the first pitch, grounds it right to the first baseman. Olson gloves it and steps on the bag. 2 away. This might open the door for Smith to go into the 8th if this inning wraps up quickly.
We'll see. He's at 81 pitches right now with 2 away here in the 7th.
Certainly a chance for Zach Smith and to keep this well-rested bullpen rested even a little bit more before they head into this longest road trip of the season coming up, starting Tuesday morning in New Jersey and leaving tomorrow afternoon. At this time, as Sanchez takes the first pitch strike, we'll still maybe be around Louisville. Plan is to get in to Patterson around 9 a.m. or so. Sanchez takes outside 1-1. I'll tell you the most exciting thing, it's not luxurious, most of the travel. We're going to spend copious amounts of hours on a bus, something like 40 hours. I don't even want to do the math. But as here comes the 1-1 from Smith. It's a beautiful breaking ball at the knees for a strike. 1 and 2. Our hotel in Quebec we're staying at. I'm so excited. I can't wait to go. It might cost a lot of money, but I might not care. It has a rotating restaurant on the roof that has views of all of Quebec in our hotel. I am so excited. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and chopped to the second baseman, Skinner. He's got it. Throws to first in time for the out. 1, 2, 3. Trois-Rivieres goes down in order. Zach Smith, an ordinary name, but he's been nothing but ordinary tonight. He's thrown 7 shutout innings of the Aigles. Otters lead 5-0. Stretch time at Bosse Field.
Don't forget, fans, we're back here tomorrow for the series finale, 12:35 first pitch time at Dog Days of Summer. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com. The right fielder, number 33.
5-0. Evansville inching closer to their 5th consecutive win of the season and trying to take the series from the Trois-Rivieres Aigles. Go to 6-2 on the season and move just a half a game back of Washington for first place in the West. Washington's game rained out tonight in upstate New York against Tri-City. They'll play 2 tomorrow. Jeffrey Baez is the batter, swings at the first pitch, pops it up into right field. Few steps in for Orozco, and he makes the grab 1 away. They'll bring up Kona Quiggle. He's the hero tonight for the Otters. A 3-run home run in the first inning. His second home run in as many days put the Otters up 3-0. Evansville's not lost a game they've led this season. Quiggle is off to just an incredible first week, as we've talked about numerous times tonight for Evansville. First pitch to Quiggle, at the knees for a strike. Second inning of work now for Gage Feeney, out of the pen for the Aigles. The 0-1, breaking ball on the outside corner, 0-2. Trois-Rivieres finally has its home opener on Tuesday. They'll get a lengthy homestand from there. Comes the 0-2 to Quiggle. Swings and fouls it off. The disadvantage to this 9-game homestand, as kind of talking about earlier, is there's no 9-game homestand the rest of the year for the Otters, and they only have 3 times the rest of the season they'll play a 6-game homestand, a full week of home games. Sails outside to Quiggle 1 and 2. It's once in June and early June, and it's basically the Otters are on the road for much of the next month. And a 1-week homestand in July, and then they have one in late August as well. But also on the road a lot in the back half of the season, especially in August.
That's right, this opening homestand covering over 20% of the Otters' total home games the entire 2023 season.
2-2 is fouled straight back. Quiggle stays alive. Pretty good at math, Lucas.
Well, you said it on air yesterday. I kind of just remembered it.
Trying to give you some credit.
We'll go with a good memory instead of math.
You've got more degrees than I do. The 2-2 to Quiggle. Oh, look out. It hit him right up near the face. And I think Quiggle is okay to get him on the shoulder. I think, which is scary because I think he reached up the shoulder. And if it didn't hit the shoulder, it might have hit him on the side of the head. He's all right. Yeah, he's kind of rolling out that shoulder on his right arm. Appears to be all right. Billy Easley, the first base coach, asks, "You good?" He says, "Yeah."
90-mile-an-hour fastball that Feeney worked up and in. Not a pitch you want to see around that area if you're a hitter in Kona Quiggle.
That will remind you that you're lucky every day to go up to the plate and get the home runs that he's hit. Ball playing up near the head at 90 plus is always frightening. Omar Reyes, the batter, he took a first pitch inside. Feeney steps off, checks over at first. Quiggle back in safely.
Sometimes after a player has a little bit of a scary play like that, they won't be fully dialed in over on first base, and I think that's what Feeney was likely checking on.
The 1-0 is popped up high in the air to center field. Back is a Joe, under it a couple steps from the track. And there's 2 away. It's been a lot of running for a Joe out in center field tonight. He's getting all his steps in before the 14-hour bus ride the Aigles will make tomorrow back home. So with 2 away, Jacob Olsen will be the batter. 0 for 1 today. He's walked and been hit. As the Otters lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Olsen takes the first pitch, strike, 0-1. Check at the Frontier League scoreboard. It pains me to say this again, but again, I had so much fun talking with Davide, the voice of the Titans, and he is having the worst road trip in the history of road trips. Here comes the 0-1 to Olsen. He pops it up right side. Chasing over is the first baseman, Williams. He'll get out of play. Tonight, Ottawa gave up an 11-run inning. Gateway had an 11-run inning in the second inning yesterday. Tonight, Gateway is beating up Ottawa and leads 11-0 in the top of the 7th inning. The Titans only have 2 hits.
Yeah, tough start to the season for that Titans pitching staff as well. We saw the Otters have a lot of success against them at the plate as well.
Olsen swings and lines one right at the shortstop. Clark Schiaparelli reaches up the glove and makes the catch for the out. 5-0 Otters in front. We go to the 8th inning on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
time for Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Come on, guys. These guys are going to attempt to knock each other's heads off. Best of 3 rounds is the winner. And come on, guys. We've got to get going. Are you ready? Come on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, both came off at the same time. Hold on, hold on. So it's 1-1. We got DJ in blue and Alex in red. Go, go, go. Oh, baby. Oh, they both came off. Okay, one more time. Hurry up. One more time. Okay, ready, go. First one off. First one's up. DJ wins. DJ in blue wins. Congratulations. Rock'em Sock'em Robots brought to you by Velvet Ice Cream. Get your Velvet Ice Cream behind third base Conception.
5-0. The Otters lead the Aigles here in the top of the 8th inning from Bosse Field. What a night it's been here at Bosse. 3,500 fans have had a blast, made a lot of noise tonight. They are watching their Otters remain red hot. 6 outs away, and in big part to Zach Smith on the mound, now into his 8th inning of work of shutout baseball. Smith winds and throws the first pitch strike on the inside corner to Kanisa Joe. Scattered 5 hits over 7 innings so far for Smith. He struck out 6 Aigles. And there's still no one warming up at the pen. The 0-1 swung on and missed. 0-2. Smith and 86 total pitches. Could it be a complete game? Is it possible? I guess it's not out of the question at this point. Here comes the 0-2. It's fouled away down the first base line and out of play.
Yeah, wouldn't be a save opportunity as of now for Jake Polancic either, so would be interesting to see if the Otters do go to the bullpen in the 9th, who that should be. No signs yet, as Griffin mentioned. No one up in the bullpen. Max Peterson not giving us a hint as to where he's going. We'll have to assume they're going to ride with Smith for now, though. Has worked so efficiently.
Might be in wait-and-see mode to see if Smith can do it. And pitch clock violation, and Smith just stepped off and knew it. And he had taken too long with the signs with Phillips behind the plate. Now they'll have a quick word to talk through the signs. Elijah Beaster stands right by him to make sure they break up the meeting in timely order. Again, just a warning, no violation on Smith. Phillips heads back behind the plate, and Smith back on the bump. Definitely pitchers have to like having Phillips behind the plate for all the returners familiar with him from last year. The 0-2, swing and a miss by a Joe. 1 away here in the 8th. Strikeout number 7 for Smith, equaling his total from last Saturday night. So I'll bring up the left fielder, Nate Scantlin. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Scantlin entered with 9 hits, leading the Aigles, hitting .310. But nothing going tonight for Trois-Rivieres. First pitch to Scantlin, swung on and fouled right side. It might have nicked that off the toes as he hops away. 0-1. The Aigles plated 22 runs their last 2 games against Windy City up in Crestbox, but they were shut out on Tuesday, and they're at risk of that happening again tonight. The Otters looking for their 2nd shutout of the season. Smith's gonna step off and work through the signals with Phillips, and he's not gonna get this pitch off again. It's weird that you've worked 7 great innings with your catcher, and now for some reason there's a some sign disagreement or miscommunication between the pitcher Smith and the catcher Phillips. The 0-1, swing and a miss by Scanlon. That seemed like the right call, a fastball blown right by the Eagle.
Yeah, and we always talk about physical endurance. Got to have mental endurance as well. Maybe starting to fall off a little bit in his 8th inning of work. Or
0-2's outside, 1-2.
Certainly has done well to recollect himself both times, though, and dial back in to throw a strike on each occasion of mishap and signals we've seen this inning.
Smith kicks and throws. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. Series finale is tomorrow, 12:35 first pitch, Sunday afternoon baseball. It's going to be another beautiful day in the River City. The 2-2 outside for a ball and a full count. Otters are 5 outs away from their 5th win in a row. 4 times last season they won at least 5 games, including the historic 9-game win streak that was from late June into early July. Tied a program record. The 3-2 is popped up into left field. Playable for Myers, few steps towards the line, under it, and makes the grab. 2 away here in the top of the 8th.
Shortstop, 7, Tyler
Smith's
Clark.
velocity is still there, still hitting over 90 miles per hour on his fastball.
Yeah, sitting at 96 pitches, so certainly impressive to see the endurance he's had in just his 2nd start of the season. Still touching 90 miles an hour. Still no one up in the Otters bullpen. 96 pitches, we mentioned.
Tyler Clark Schiaparelli swings at the first pitch, grounds it to Khalil, gloves, throws to first in time for the out. 7 to make it 8 in a row. Now retire by Smith. He's worked 8 shutout innings, and he's led the Otters to a 5-0 lead. Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
2 of our Otter Bells have picked 1 row each to cheer on the Bosse Field legends, Benjamin Bosse and William Henry Harrison. If your legend wins, you win Otters tickets. Legends, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! Neck and neck. Big head, big head. Here they come. They're old. And all right, we have a winner. Yes. Congrats to the winner, and they've all won Otters ticket vouchers if you're in the row picked out by the Otter Bells. That was Bosse, the winner tonight.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Bud Lights. 5-0 lead for the Otters in this 8th game of this 9-game homestand, looking for win number 5 in a row. They've shut out the Aigles through 8. Troy Viola will lead off the bottom of the 8th. Gage Feeney still the pitcher. First pitch strike to Viola to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Otters played it 3 in the first, 1 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 6th. Viola chops one foul, 0-2. 12:35, first pitch again tomorrow. Austin Gassman goes for the Otters. He had a terrific first start and win to start this week on Tuesday for Evansville. The 0-2 is high. It's 1-2 to Viola. The Eagles will throw Ray Weber, rookie making his 2nd start of the season. Weber had the loss in his first start as Viola looks at strike 3 on the inside corner, 1 away.
Good, great breaking ball there by Feeney on the mound, and he's done well to give the Eagles a few innings of work so far. No one up in their bullpen. We mentioned they went through 4 arms last night if you include their starting pitcher, so I'm sure they wouldn't mind Feeney going the distance no matter how long that ends up being from here on out.
George Khalil is the batter with 1 out and nobody on. He fouls the first pitch off. The guy that I think we're all hoping to see, that maybe we'll see tomorrow out of the bullpen for the Eagles, is the former Philadelphia Philly, Jason Terrien, who pitched for the Phillies back in 2017 and is making his return to professional baseball this year. As Khalil takes a strike, 0-2.
That's right, had some success at the major league levels.
Yeah, Tommy John surgery and just injury after injury, and now finally back to prove himself and try to work his way back up here with the Eagles as Khalil swings and misses 2 outs. Haven't seen him this weekend. Maybe tomorrow as Feeney's providing good work here to seed up some innings for Trois-Rivieres. Noah Myers will come to the plate, so he does get a chance here to maintain his hit streak. He's at 7 games. Not sure he's keeping track of it, though, as he takes the first pitch low, 1-0. Has he hit in every single game this season. But tonight he is 0 for 3. The 1-0 is high and away, 2-0. You think he's keeping track? He knows he has a 7-game hit streak?
I think he'd be lying if he said he wasn't. It's always in the back of your head. Obviously, probably not a focus once he got on the field and in the game, but
2-0 is slice foul, 2-1.
Certainly something I'm sure he's aware of.
It's interesting, though. Sometimes guys are just so locked in. They have no idea of streaks and numbers, and they're just so well dialed in on the day-to-day. 2-1 is chopped right side. Charging is the first baseman. Williams will race over to the bag and beat Myers, and the hit streak, unfortunately for Myers, will end tonight. 7-game hit streak to start the season, though, mighty impressive. For Evansville, there is a reliever coming out of the bullpen, so we'll try to close out the ball game for the Otters. They're 3 outs away from win number 5 in a row. Back in just a moment on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Don't let him get away. Yeah, looks like 3. Thank you for playing. The Fully Shuffle brought to you by Indiana 811, a free service that can prevent costly damages to underground utilities. Know what's below. Call 811 or visit 811now.com. At least 2 full working days before every digging project, no matter how large or small.
Otters call the bullpen. Hunter. Look into pitch. Focus on the mound. Phillips behind the plate. That pitch catcher battery is powered by the Answer on Repair. Please find your battery into the Answer on Repair. Please 2319 North River. Give them a call 812-475-9000. Tell them Zip from the Otters sent you. Special press box shout out to Ian tonight at the ballpark.
3 more outs needed for an Otters victory on this Saturday night at Bosse Field. They lead 5-0 over the Aigles, looking for a shutout. 8 shutout innings from Zach Smith, and now it'll be up to Hunter Cloak here in the 9th inning, the lefty, to try to close things out. Henderson County native, nearby guy from just south of the river, south of the Ohio River here in Evansville. He will face the heart of the lineup, 3-4-5 for Trois-Rivieres to try to close out the Otters' 5th consecutive victory. Southpaw readies, kicks, and throws. First pitch outside. Cloak has been excellent, Lucas. 3 innings pitched, or five and a third innings pitched in 3 appearances, and just like almost every single other arm in the bullpen, yet to give up a run. 1-0 is sliced. Backhanded play by Reyes. Oh, what a play across the diamond and out as Olsen picks it off the dirt. Wow, what a play by Omar Reyes at the hot corner. 1 away.
Yeah, how about that? Works his way onto his backhand and slides to make that play, but more impressive is the throw and also the scoop by Olsen on first base coming off the lip of the grass. What a play by Reyes. Had to make a pretty hard throw to beat the runner in Kelly over there at first base.
Rodrigo Orozco is the new batter as he takes inside for a ball. 1-0 from Cloak. Well, the defense has delivered this week as well for the Otters. They had 5 errors in the first 3 games last weekend as the 1-0s at the knees, just missing, 2-0. And this week, they've had a total of just 1 error now in 5 games. Big change. Made some really outstanding plays, too, as Orozco takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Orozco, a guy we've highlighted in our 2 broadcasts so far, was batting 368 coming into this series.
2-1 is outside 3-1.
Is still hitless in his 2 games at Bosse Field. Drew a couple walks yesterday, so we didn't get to see him very much, but 0 for 3 so far this evening.
The 3-1 is on the inside corner for a strike 3-2. Orozco doesn't agree with the call, nor do I. But it's been a consistently very large strike zone by Elijah Beaster tonight, and both pitchers have benefited. Here comes the payoff. It's swung on, popped up, right side, and out of play.
Another overhead foul ball, courtesy of our friends at Ed's Construction.
Otters are 2 outs away here in the top of the 9th. They lead 5-0 over Trois-Rivieres. Win clinches the series, 5th win in a row, and a chance for back-to-back sweeps tomorrow afternoon. Here comes the payoff to Orozco. Popped up into shallow right. Tough play. Back is Skinder, and diving is Reyes, or Baez, excuse me. He can't get to it. Ball is quickly relayed back in by Skinder as he threw from his knees, and it keeps Orozco at first base. A flare, and neither Skinder or Baez can make the play in shallow right.
Really a scary moment there as we see Skinder working back off his left shoulder and Baez charging in at full speed. They both dive for that ball and lucky to not run into each other. I'm not sure if there was any communication, as it was just a flare that likely they knew would get down if they didn't make the effort.
Cloak fires to Malik Williams a strike. That's always biggest, probably the worst possible situation for a collision to happen. Someone going in and someone going out, and they just never see each other with their eyes on the ball. Williams takes a half-hearted swing at a ball in the dirt, and it's 0-2. Cleaning some dirt out in front of the mound. Williams taking his time outside of the batter's box, is just going to take a violation warning. We'll reset the pitch clock as he sets back in. Of course, if he had done that, he would have struck out if the rule had been into effect. But instead, he takes advantage of it with the rule not into effect. And here comes the 0-2 swing and a foul ball just off the end of the bat. Williams stays alive.
You know what I have not seen this evening, Griffin, is any of the beatbox alcoholic beverages that we talked about on air last night, if you were tuned in.
I heard a lot of them are out in right field with the
okay.
700 fans or so that are out on the patios and picnics out there today. Comes the 0-2. Williams hits one hard over the glove of Khalil and into left field. And now there's 2 on with an out for the Aigles, and they have one of their best threats of the day.
Yeah, and that'll cause another Otters arm to make his way to the mound in the bullpen.
Your attention, please. Bench hitter,
Be
36, Rob FN.
Pitch hitter for the Aigles, Nolan Maciabroda, who was 1 for 3 today. Did have a home run yesterday, but he will be pinch hit for, and it will be Brock Efan, who also pinch hit yesterday. And was retired to stand in. 2 on and 1 out. Aigles trying to complete what would be a miraculous comeback. But all they need is a few runs and then a few more.
Yeah,
Font
Aigles
takes a strike at the knee.
likely just trying to work matchups there. Macabrota, left-handed batter, so with Hunter Cloak, the lefty on the mound, they opt to go with Brock Effen here in the top of the 9th.
Oh, one's outside, 1-1. This is really the best threat of the day for the Aigles. Only the second time they have 2 runners on at the same time. The other time came with 2 outs in the 5th. Here with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The 1-1 is low, 2-1.
Yeah, they've certainly been quiet at the plate, haven't strung together their hits, even though they've had 7 of them, but you play to the last out, and baseball can be a funny game. We see here with 2 on in the 9th.
2-1 from Cloak is on the outside corner for a much-needed strike, 2-2. Last now 3 batters in a row. He's gotten to 2 strikes. Can he finally get the out this time with a fun? Cloak at the belt. Looking in for the sign from Phillips. He's got it. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and foul tipped down the dirt. No, he's out. He didn't make any contact, and there's the second out. An anticlimactic end to that at bat. It's kind of a half-hearted swing from the fawn. Thought maybe he got a piece of it, but he did not. As the ball rolled in the dirt, Phillips did not have to make the tag with runners on. So just like that, Cloak needs 1 more out to get out of the jam and give the Otters their 5th win in a row. Victor Cherney is the batter, 0 for 3 today. He struck out twice. Cloak winds and fires, a strike to Cherney. A win clinches the series. 5th win in a row for the Otters. Keeps Cloak and avoid giving up a run. Keeps the scoreless streak going for the Otters from the bullpen as well. Here comes the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. The Otters have allowed, entering this evening, just 1 run over 26 1/3 innings pitched from the bullpen. 24 innings and a third straight of scoreless baseball worked by the Otters relievers. They need 1 more out here on the 9th. The 1-1, outside, 2-1 to Cherney. Orozco is at second, Williams at first. The Aigles still scoreless. Otters lead 5-0. Time is called by Elijah Beester, the home plate umpire. As Cherney was the one that signaled to call time for Beester. So he resets back in the batter's box. Black bat waggling over his right shoulder as he awaits the 2-1 pitch. Cloak kicks and throws. Swung on, popped up right side, now to play. 2-2, and the Aigles are down to their last strike.
The red foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Polancic is ready in the Otters' pen if needed, but all Cloak needs is 1 more strike. Cloak sets, he kicks and throws, swing and a miss by Cherney. He strikes out. The ball game is over. The Otters have won their 2nd series in a row, and they have won 5 games in a row.
Yeah, what a performance by the Otters pitching staff tonight. We see Cloak makes it interesting there in the top of the 9th, but I mean, you've got to credit Zach Smith. Going 8 innings in just your 2nd outing of the season is so impressive. Certainly speaks to the stamina he has out there on the mound, but worked pretty efficient. Didn't keep his pitch count all that high and gave himself a chance to just keep going out inning after inning, and we certainly saw more of his best stuff. Smith moves to 2-0 on this young season.
And what a start for him. 6 scoreless innings, 6 innings without an earned run. His first start in the win, and now he goes 8 shutout innings to earn the win tonight as the Otters win 5-0. The final totals: Evansville 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Trois-Rivieres, No runs on 7 hits and no errors. Second shutout of the season for the Otters bullpen. They stay hot as they've won 5 in a row. I'd say the Otters are officially hot now.
That's right. No matter who's stepped on the mound for the Evansville side has gotten the job done. It's been so impressive the work Mac Peterson has done, the pitching coach for Evansville. But how about Kona Quiggle as well? Made his way into the Otters lineup last series, was a new addition to the squad, and 3 RBIs with that home run in the first tonight, another base hit in the 5th. He's gotten it done on both sides of the field, and he's looking to be such a valuable addition for this Otters lineup.
3-run home run for Kona Quiggle in the first gave the Otters the lead. And never needed more as Quiggle leads the way with 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Hope you can join us tomorrow afternoon, Sunday afternoon baseball, 12:35 local time. First pitch here, right back in the River City. Evansville will go for a sweep of Trois-Rivieres. Great job by our entire Flow Sports crew tonight and on the Otters Digital Network. Our director, Michael Russ. My partner, Lucas Daunhauser. I've been Griffin Epstein as the Otters win their 5th in a row, 5-0 here from the Pocket City. Good night from Evansville.